Worried you're missing out by not hosting your own podcast, boss? Well, there are some great advantages to podcast hosting, but let's be clear, it's a major decision. It's an investment of time, energy, and focus for your business. So, for me, the decision point about whether being a host of your own podcast is about one, the number of leads you need into your business every year to be successful, because it will be time and energy finding the guests, booking the guests, knowing the topics, just creating the recordings, editing, making sure they get posted, making sure that there's a um, the written post that goes along with it, that it's being scheduled. There's lots of work. And again, you can get your team to help you with this, which I love. But let's be clear, this is not a point a camera or a phone at yourself and be done with your podcast every single day situation. This is going to be an actual process that needs to be reoccurring and consistent to give you business. And I will tell you, it does work when you do this. We have our own podcast for Boss HQ called Rock Your Bossitude. And we definitely have had clients, new prospects when they're coming in the door, tell us that it was through listening to our podcast that they were decided and ready to start working with us. So, yes, the business is out there. Now, if you need 5 new clients a year, the time, energy, and resources it will take for you to be consistent in this way may or may not be worth it for your business. And that time and those resources may need to be used differently. That's a decision point for you. But let's talk about whether you should be a podcast guest. Now, a lot of people say it's a great thing to do, which it is. Let's be clear. So fun to go on other people's shows, be able to be shown as the expert you are, talk about the topic that you want, and provide value to that audience because you want to be known as a good podcast guest, one that is bringing good soundbite information so that they can look good in front of their audience. That's the idea of being a good podcast guest. So you have to be comfortable in conversations and you have to be comfortable with the unscripted. Almost no successful podcast is going to want you to just read off your answers. So if this is not a comfortable place for you, it may not be the best lead generation for your company. However, if you are comfortable with those, other people's podcasts can be a great way to show up, show your expertise if you also have, again, done your homework and created a good lead magnet that can consistently be left with that podcaster for them to share with any listeners. Because if you go on all these podcasts and people can't find you, yes, you've been helpful to the audience, but you're defeating the purpose of trying to bring in more business for your company. So I'm pretty sure there were like 4 decision points in today's talk. But I wanted to go deep on this. I've been hearing a lot of people feeling pressured that they're supposed to have a podcast of their own. And I absolutely do not believe that that's true. I don't believe that a lot of people are taking the time to put it into the process it needs to be to work for lead generation, which is the idea of having your own podcast or being a podcast guest. If you're comfortable and you like these conversations and that's something that can fit into your business model, then absolutely, I say run with it. But let's be clear again. Do you need 1,500 new clients and customers a year, or do you need 5? Is it the best decision to use your time and energy this way? Boss on.